وسهلا بكل الذين انضموا للاستماع إلى راديو بلدي، أول راديو عربي أمريكي ويعنى بقضايا العرب في المهجر. برامجنا في راديو بلدي كل يوم جمعة من 8 وحتى 9 صباحا مع ليلى الحسيني في بث حي ومباشر عبر wnzk راديو 690 AM. صباح الخير بلدي، صباح الخير لكل مستمعينا.
Welcome to Radio Baladi, the first Arab, Middle Eastern, and American simulcast radio show. Radio Baladi is broadcast every Friday morning on wnzk 690 AM from 8 until 9 Eastern Time on Good Morning Michigan with Layla Al-Husseini. Our call-in number 248-557-3300. And now, stay tuned for the best radio talk show on Arab and American issues with your host, Layla Al-Husseini.
Today's program is brought to you by Sling TV, IB Cap, and Utica Schools.
ازاي تعمل فيا كده؟ خيانة!
معلش ما كانش قصدي، اديني فرصة تانية.
ليه؟ فاكرني اهبل؟ ابعت لك طلب صداقة تاني عشان تخوني من جديد وترفضه.
Up the drama this Ramadan with Sling. Get 50% off and a free Roku Express on the Arabic Mosaic Annual Pack. Activate now by calling 1-855-402-3979. Watch tons of live Arabic channels and access thousands of video-on-demand hours for $150 a year. All on the go with an 8-day replay feature. Activate now by calling 1-855-402-3979 or visit sling.com/Arabic.
كنت أبحث عن اشتراك في خدمة تلفزيونية جديدة، لكن صاحب المتجر أخبرني عن IPTV Box والتي تحتوي على القنوات العربية.
ادفع لمرة واحدة فقط واستمتع بالقنوات المميزة مدى الحياة مجانا.
يا له من عرض! لقد ظننت أنني تسرعت في الشراء، وفي غضون أسبوعين بدأت قنواتي المفضلة في الاختفاء. حاولت الاتصال بالشركة، عندها اكتشفت أنه ليس لدي تصريح لمشاهدة القنوات المميزة. يا لها من مضيعة للمال والوقت.
تفضل بزيارة checkyourbox.com اليوم للتأكد من أن جهاز IPTV Box الخاص بك مصرح به وأن قنواتك المفضلة متاحة وآمنة ولا تنخدع بالسعر فقط.
Welcome to the United States. Please proceed to the passport control.
ماذا يقول؟ إلى أين أذهب؟ ماذا علي أن أفعل؟ لو سمحت، هل تساعدني؟ ماذا قال هذا الرجل في الإعلان؟
ألا تعرف الإنجليزية؟
أعرف، ولكن أساسيات فقط.
عليك بتعلم اللغة.
ولكن أين؟ يوتيكا كوميونيتي سكول ESL بروجرام، أساتذة متخصصون، منهج متميز، يمكنك التسجيل طوال العام. لرسوم التسجيل ومواعيد الفصول الدراسية عليك الاتصال بالهاتف رقم
586-797-6960 586-797-6960.
تحدث اللغة وتعلم نمط الحياة مع يوتيكا كوميونيتي سكول ESL بروجرام. تعلم، تحدث وأكثر.
Welcome to US Arab Radio. This is the Local Connection. Today is Friday, June 30th, 2017, and my name is Khalil Hachem, Executive Editor of wdmv.com. Thank you for being with us today. The weather is mild and could reach up to the low 80s. The humidity is at 93%. It's a muggy day, but it's a great summer day in Michigan. Thank you again for being with us. The number here is 248-557-3300. Please give us a call if you have a question or a comment. Please keep it very brief. We have a great program for you today. We're going to be talking to Steve Lorincz, TSA Regional Director, Dearborn Police Chief Ronald Haddad, and Dr. Suwan. As you well know, summer is a busy travel season. And we asked Steve to be with us today, to join us today, and give us a few tips on how to make our travel easier. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? And thank you so much for being with us. It's our pleasure, our honor for you to be with us.
Thank you so much. Want to dialogue about providing some summer travel tips that everybody has in high school.
To remind our listeners, TSA means Transportation Security Administration, and the department oversees. It does not involve with immigration, but oversees and the entry into the United States. Is that correct, Steve?
That is correct. So,
having difficulty hearing Steve. Can you hear me, Steve?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. For some
okay.
reason, your voice is coming in and out.
Oh, I apologize.
That's
I said
okay.
I was just saying that we have we cover over 440 airports.
Okay.
And we screen over between anywhere from 2.2 to 2.5 million passengers a day transiting to the U.S., within the U.S., and also coming into the U.S.
Wonderful. And, it's been a while since we talked, and as you well know, summer is a very busy season for our community to travel overseas and come back. We just wanted to keep them informed and, what's new and how we can make their travel in and out the airport or the other entries much easier.
No, that's great. And one of the things that I wanted to bring a couple websites. As far as TSA has some amazing websites out there that I'd like to, tsa.gov, that, your listeners can go to. And we offer travel tips, and we also offer, how to proceed through the checkpoint quicker. Talks about certain things as liquid rules, TSA pre-check and how you can opt in and benefits to that. And also certain situations where if somebody needs a little extra assistance going through the checkpoint, whether it's because of medical disabilities or medical condition, we do offer assistance with that, so we can provide assistance not only to the checkpoint, but also provide assistance to the departure gate for the customers. So
does that have to be arranged, the medical, does it have to be arranged in advance?
Yes, it does. If you call the travelers, TSA Cares, we have a toll-free number, 72 hours prior to traveling. And I can give you that number right now if you'd like, for you and the listeners. It's 1-855-787-2227. You call that number and, identify where you're going to be traveling from, what airport, and we will set up assistance for you to make sure that when you arrive at the airport, you go through the security process, and then we provide assistance for you to your departure gate working with the airline.
Wonderful. What can I do to make my, getting into the airport, getting into the plane much easier?
Absolutely. So one of the things that we always recommend to passengers is the TSA PreCheck program, which provides passengers expedited screening. And there's a lot of information on how to get into the program, how to opt into the program, also on the website. And basically that, if you opt into the program, you don't have to remove your shoes. Your liquid bands and your laptop stays in your bag, and your light outerwear jacket stays on, and so does your belt. But one of the things that we always tell our customers, our passengers, is to make sure that, when you travel, make sure that you double-check your carry-on before leaving home to make sure there's no prohibited items in there. Make sure that you try to pack so it's not cluttered, so the employees that are working the X-ray equipment can facilitate your screening a little bit quicker. When we see a lot of cluttered bags, that slows the process down. Arrive at the airport, I think, is always important. If you're traveling internationally, we always tell people try to arrive at least 2.5 hours before, domestically 2 hours before, so you give yourself plenty of time to, transit through the process, get a nice cup of coffee, enjoy one of our restaurants, and enjoy some quality time before you board your aircraft. Remember the 3.4 ounce liquid bottles should be consolidated into a plastic bag. And then, any situation, if you have questions or concerns, we're there to help and assist in making sure that, your safety is paramount, but also your experience is pleasant going through the process.
Wonderful. What are some of the problems that you kind of you always have to deal with passengers and that we can bring, the attention to our audience to?
Yeah, I think the biggest, support is the way you pack your luggage. We're seeing a lot more clutter. There's a lot more items in the bag. And, that process, to expedite the process, I think that from our standpoint, the more items that you can place into your checked luggage, I think it's helpful. And then, just being ready for security, knowing what to put into your carry-on, what not to put into your carry-on, and working with your airlines, and also, with TSA, and if you're traveling internationally, Customs and Border Protection, to make sure that you're ready for the flight. And prior to arriving and approaching an officer, please make sure that you have your documentation, whether it's your passport or a driver's license out and available with your boarding pass. So we want to make sure that we expedite the process. And one of the things that I always offer our customers or our passengers, if you have any questions, we have leadership at every one of our screening locations. If there's feedback that you would like to provide us, any passengers, any of your listeners, we welcome it. If there's things that we can improve, please let us know, because we're totally open to making sure that we do that.
Wonderful. How important is the feedback?
It's very, very important. So one of the things that we do is whether we receive feedback, from the passengers transiting through the screening process, or we receive the feedback through the TSA contacts, we follow up with the passengers, and we have, CCTV capabilities so we can review any incidents that might have transpired, and we get back with the passengers not only in a written format, but also with the phone calls to close out and let them know and provide feedback or conclusion to the incidents that transpired.
Wonderful. Traveling with children, any specific things I need to know?
Just make sure that they're with you going through the process. It's a busy environment, especially during the summer season. Just, kind of keep in mind the liquid requirements. There's plenty of restaurants and shops in the terminal to provide water and things of that sort. But, just to make sure that they're not running around, because one of the things that with the busy environment that we have at the security checkpoints, we want to make sure that they're safe and they're with their parents as they're transiting through the checkpoint. But, our officers receive training as far as interaction to make sure that we provide the very best service. It doesn't matter what age you're coming through.
As far as laptops and cell phones, are these being searched, or are these off limit when it comes to personal items?
So we always have requirements to review any concerns that somebody is bringing into the checkpoint. So if there's additional search requirements, we communicate that with the customer to make sure that they're aware, and then we explain the process to them to make sure that they're aware of what's going to transpire as far as the search.
If somebody is asked to, search their cell phone or laptop, how they should respond?
They should comply with the requirements. We have a requirement to make sure that screening is, from a safety and security standpoint, is completed, and we explain to the customers why we're doing it, whether it's on person, if somebody alarms the machine going through a machine, we show the customer the area that that we need to resolve. The same thing for property. We want to make sure that the customers are aware of the process and the reasons behind the search.
Absolutely. Is there anything I haven't asked you that people need to know?
No, we're just excited about making sure that we have, first of all, a safe and secure summer. Arrive early. Please go to the website, and it has a lot of questions. And if there, for whatever reason, the questions, you might have some additional questions, you can submit a question to us via the website, and we'll get back to you. But we look forward to serving everybody, and I wish everybody a very safe, enjoyable summer, and happy 4th of July.
Wonderful. Could you give us the number, the 800 number, also the website one more time, if you don't mind?
Absolutely. It's tsa.gov, and the TSA Cares line is 1-855-787-2227, and that is staff. And if there's anything that we can do, we'll be more than happy to do it. But the easiest is tsa.gov, as in gov. and we'll be able to answer your questions and provide some travel tips to make sure that you have a safe, secure, and pleasant experience going through the process.
Steve, as always, it's a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. Wishing you and your family the very best and same for your audience.
Thank you so much. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with Dearborn Police Chief Ron Haddad. Please stay tuned.
The Rama Relief Foundation provides humanitarian aid into areas inside of war-torn Syria, as well as aid to the refugees who have fled to the neighboring countries in the Middle East. The foundation offers food baskets, container shipment, mental health, education, soup kitchens, and more. Go to ramarelief.org or call 248-990-4247. Any donation amount made to Rama will go to sustaining many lives. Call now 248-990-4247.
Are you ready to go back to get that degree you've always wanted? Is there a young person in your life looking for the right college? Are you ready to transfer to a four-year institution? Take a look at today's Marygrove College, a tradition of academic excellence right here, right now in the city of Detroit. Classes start September 5th. There's still time to apply for fall and get scholarships. Don't pass up this opportunity. marygrove.edu.
A car accident can change your life in an instant. As a result of a car accident, you may become unemployed. As a result of a car accident, you may need a lot of medical treatment. People think that insurance companies are on their side. Why? Because they're giving them one or two benefits. Are they giving them all the benefits they deserve? How would one know unless you consult with an attorney? Call the law offices of Jumana Kiruz at 248-557-3645. 248-557-3645.
Ziyad brand. Quality products from our family to yours. Ziyad Brothers Importing offers the finest quality products, including brands like Sultan, Kraft, Nestle, Hook, Rico Picon, Donna, and many more. Ask your retailer to carry these fine products because you deserve the very best. For more information, visit our website at www.ziyad.com. That's www.ziyad.com. Ziyad, quality products from our family to yours.
Are you going to start a restaurant or grocery store soon? Do you need floor plans and designs? Call Naji Abood at 734-744-9796. Do you want to buy kitchen and restaurant equipment at discount prices? Call Naji Abood now, 734-744-9796. New Concept Products and Design, the trademark of kitchen equipment. 5% discount on all purchases of $75,000 or more. New Concept Products and Design, new location, 31185 Schoolcraft in Livonia. Learn more at www.newconceptproducts.com. Call Naji Abood, 734-744-9796.
ازاي تعمل فيا كده؟ خيانة!
معلش ما كانش قصدي. اديني فرصة تانية.
ليه؟ فاكرني اهبل؟ ابعت لك طلب صداقة تاني عشان تخوني من جديد وترفضه.
Up the drama this Ramadan with Sling. Get 50% off and a free Roku Express on the Arabic Mosaic Annual Pack. Watch tons of live Arabic channels and access thousands of video-on-demand hours for $150 a year. All on the go with an 8-day replay feature. Activate now by calling 1-855-402-3979 or visit sling.com/Arabic. 1-855-402-3979 or visit sling.com/Arabic.
Welcome back. This is Khalil Hachem with the local connections. The number here is 248-557-3300, and we're talking now to Dearborn Police Chief Ron Haddad. Good morning, Chief.
Good morning, Khalil. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you? And thank you so much for being with us this morning. It's a great morning in Michigan.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. And again, I want to thank you for being with us. Yes, recently, we've had some unfortunate incidents in the community where several young people died in vehicle accidents and motorcycle accidents, and we've had some unfortunate incidents with drag racing. Could you give us an update and what can we do about this?
Yeah, every month or so we do a composite on our accidents, and when I saw last month's report, we were up, in the fatalities, up in the reckless driving and critical accidents, and it was a totally unacceptable situation. Our vehicular deaths were like 240% over last year, and if we kept at that rate, we were going to lose 3 times the people on our city streets than we did in the last 2 years. So it's unacceptable. We've done a lot of proactive training, a lot of awareness. I go to all the high schools and talk to the assemblies about distracted driving, but it just didn't have enough of an impact. So as a consequence, we did step up our enforcement, and in the last 2 weeks alone, we've probably written 500 reckless driving tickets, and we've taken some 30 cars off the street. And, I really don't like the heavy-handed approach, to be honest with you, but when people's lives are in danger, and innocent people in particular, then we have to do the right thing by everyone.
And we thank you for your hard work. Chief, what is causing this? I mean, what is going on?
I think, like with the drivers themselves, they're young, and they don't assess risk very well. And the most common answer to the question, what were you thinking? Well, we were just having fun. That's what the officers are being told. I think a bigger issue is that parents pay for these cars. And I went to a meeting at one of our schools in the South End late one Friday night, and I was told, you don't understand what's going on. They said, our people rent the cars or lease the cars. They take the original tires off, and they put big tires on there so that the kids can go and smoke them and speed with them. And then when they return the car, they have the car cleaned up, and they put the tires back on. Well, I said, that's crazy. I don't believe that's happening. Well, they said, yeah, next Thursday, you'll be down by Edsel Ford High School, and you'll see the cars. And sure enough, we put a few officers out there, and we learned that parents were, in fact, doing that. And then they buy these motorcycles for these young kids. Some of them don't even have, the license endorsements needed. So they're giving our young people a bad impression. They're not being responsible. So I think that parents have a great obligation and a responsibility not to do that. And if they want to buy their young person a car, a muscle car in particular, or a motorcycle, they need to make sure that they're properly trained and that they have the experience to ride those motorcycles or drive those cars. And I don't have to tell you, we've all driven for a long time. You just don't know how to handle a car that's got that kind of power, let alone any car at a young age, because you just lack experience. Not an indictment of our young people.
Yeah. What's to smoke them? I don't understand that.
Oh, they get the tires so they can peel the tires and they smoke up. They burn rubber.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't believe that. When I was told that, they said, oh yeah, they put these big tires on there, and that way the kids can smoke them up, and then they take them off. They burn them up, and then they take them off and they put the original tires back on, and they return the car to the leasing company. I couldn't believe that was happening. But we looked, and in fact it was happening. And that's parents doing that. So parents have to be responsible and really think about what message do you send a young person when you let them have that kind of car, or you allow them to have a pickup truck and let people ride in the back of it. That's the recipe for disaster. You slam the brakes on, or if a car is struck, that somebody sitting in the back of a flatbed is not going to fare very well.
No, not at all. And it's creating a very uncomfortable situation. I mean, there was
and then,
young
sometimes, I'm sorry to interrupt, but sometimes, and I want to bring this before I forget it, sometimes during wedding processions or graduation, people are hanging out of cars, they're standing out of the sunroof. And again, those are all dangerous things that could really end very tragic. I think you might recall a couple of years ago, people were speeding on Greenfield for a wedding, and 2 young ladies got killed in the car.
Sure.
Right by the Greenfield Manor. I mean, I think we would all agree that we would give anything for those people not to go through, for our families not to go through those tragedies. So,
absolutely.
So if we have to write more tickets, we have to be more visible in the community. When we find these cars in gross violation, we impound them, and it's costly to get them back. But we don't want to do that. So I'm telling you up front, that's what's going on. And if we catch them drag racing, we're going to impound the cars, and we've done that. And we just want to have a safe summer.
Yeah, I hope you do more of that, and I hope you write more tickets because, apparently something is not working when it comes to either parents or education. Have you had a chance to talk to their parents? I mean, what do they say? I mean, why would somebody want to buy something like this for their child and put their lives and everybody else's life in danger?
I haven't talked directly knowingly to the people that are doing this, but I can tell you we've given out a couple of parental responsibility violations where there was gross negligence on part of the families. But the people we talk to say that it's irresponsible and they don't want this to happen, but yet they know certain people in the community are doing this. So I think awareness will go a long way. The community members will discuss this. We're going to discuss it. And word travels fast, given the video and Internet age right now. When we impound a car, there's a lot of buzz on social media. And I think that if people pause to know that they would never want to hurt their loved ones knowingly, I think that's enough of a reason to be a little bit more responsible.
I think what you're doing, Chief, is wonderful and great, and I just hope that if people get penalized even more, that they're this is going to have more impact. Then I mean I take a look at near my house where there is a park, and we tell people all the time not to park at the entrance, and they know better and they don't, and they only stop if they get tickets. And if they don't get tickets, they're not going to stop.
Yeah, unfortunately,
so we really appreciate. Yeah, we really appreciate everything you do, and if there is any way we can drag in their parents to this and make an example out of a few, that may resonate in the community as well. And it does sound heavy-handed, but we have to do what we have to do.
Right, where it's appropriate, we will cite the parents. And what you said about doing more, we are going to coordinate with our regional partners here, like the Dearborn Heights and some of the other cities around us, to make sure that all of our streets that go through, whether they're Michigan, Ford Road, Wyoming, Warren, we're going to work with all of our surrounding communities to see if we can have a more concerted effort to identify and cite reckless drivers, because it's impacting all of our communities. So that's how we're going to do more. We're going to work with the other departments to make sure we have a well-coordinated and balanced. I want to stress that. We're not out here just to write tickets, We want to have a balanced approach. But if somebody drives 100 miles an hour down Ford Road and there's a car next to them driving 100 miles an hour, that puts everybody's lives in danger, including the people doing it. So they're going to get ticketed. They're going to get cited. We're going to impound their cars. But we still want to be fair to young people, because we know tickets are very costly and they can have adverse impact on somebody trying to go into the military or get a license, to do anything from barber to a lawyer, or a police officer. If they got a ticket that's pretty bad, that can have a drastic impact on a young person. So we still want to have a balanced approach. But when it comes to the careless and reckless drivers, the gloves are off and we're going to cite them.
Absolutely. And, do we need more education? I mean, I talk to a lot of people, and they tell me, why do I have to stop at a stop sign and there's nobody there? Well, it's the law. It's for your safety. I mean, Do we need more education? Do we need to educate people more? I mean, we have a sizable immigrant community here.
Right. Yeah, I guess we do. When they say that, I guess we do need more education, But you see them at a red light, and they do the same thing, and it's 10 o'clock in the morning. And I don't want to encourage anyone to violate the law, because they're there for everyone's safety. But if you're out there at 1 o'clock at night and you're in a dark, secluded area and you say, well, I don't want to sit here, I might be a crime victim, and you go through some stop sign or a red light, I might understand that. But at 10 o'clock in the morning when it's peak traffic, I don't understand that. And so, yeah, maybe we need to reach out to some of our social agencies that work on a lot of this assimilation issues, and some of our bilingual courses at the schools, and maybe we need to explain that a little better to them, that it's about the good order of the community, and it's about their safety, because they're going to run a stop sign, and they're going to run a red light one day where they didn't get a clear vision on what was coming, and somebody's going to get hurt.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, we're dealing with even a bigger issue in our community, and I know, I know how much you care about this community, Chief, and that is ODing over either medication, drugs, or other drugs, and we've lost a number of young men and women. What can we do about this, Chief?
You know, that's another huge challenge, and not only for Dearborn, but for our country. Over the last 3 years, there's been an 800% increase in opiates and overdoses nationally, and Dearborn is no different. Wow. We've had quite an increase here. I can tell you that, again, we're trying to educate from the bottom up, the youngest to the oldest. We've trained everybody with the Narcan, and what that does, if they find somebody who's overdosed, they can try to give them a couple of shots to get them to the hospital and maybe extend their lives. But if they stay on that, we know it's a deadly path. And so we've trained all of our officers in Narcan. And in recent months, we've saved 8 people. That's been highly chronicled. We got media coverage, and the Detroit Wayne Mental Health Authority gave all of our officers awards at Burton Manor last week. I couldn't be prouder of them. But you're right. And here's what I would suggest. If anybody knows that they have a loved one that's being strung out on either pain medicine or illegal prescription drugs they bought on the street or illicit drugs, they should be honest about it. We got a special needs register they can sign up for. So if our officers get a call to someone's house, they might call and say, we have a disturbance or a domestic, and we get there and nobody answers the door. I think we should know that somebody in there has a drug problem that might be overdosed and passed out on the floor. And similarly with our special needs register, if you got a hearing issue or you got a mobility issue and you can't answer the door quick enough, you got autistic family members, somebody suffering dementia, we want to know about all those things, both for police and fire response, so we can better serve them. But to get back to your question, I think we need a holistic approach from the schools to the social agencies to our faith-based community to our civic and our political leaders and our official leaders. We need to have a holistic approach to nip this drug epidemic in the bud. And I can tell you that I've been a cop 45 years here, and I've never seen it any worse. I think that this country is really in for it, and I believe in the Dearborn community. We've risen over many other problems, and I think with the right education and the total holistic commitment of this community, we can turn that tide and not be a part of the problem. But it is a serious problem. As you mentioned, we have several young people that have overdosed and died, and we have to be realistic. We have to admit to the problem, and when we know that it's happening, don't wait till the tragedy. Get people involved.
Absolutely. Is there anything I haven't asked you in regard to the safety of our citizens?
No. And, overall, crime is down here. I'm so proud of this community. We went from several years ago, we were on the Forbes Most Dangerous City list on per capita crime, and most recently, I'm sure you've seen this, we were 14 in the nation on good cities, and they used a lot of criteria, including the National Crime Index. And when you look at the overall rating of the city being 14 out of 461 cities that made the list final, that's a lot to be proud of. And we were competing with cities that had 300,000 people or less. Dearborn is a great community. The business is thriving here, and I couldn't be prouder. But we can't bury our heads on these critical issues that you pointed out. The reckless driving is an impediment to our safety, as well as the narcotics abuse that's going on. So I think if we take good aim at those in the coming months and years, I think we'll be ahead of the game, and we'll keep our community much safer. The last thing I can tell you, do we have time?
Yes, go ahead.
I want to talk about fireworks and the 4th of July.
Yes.
In the city of Dearborn, you can only use fireworks the day before, which is the 3rd, the day of the holiday, which is the 4th, and the day after. And between midnight and 8 a.m., you cannot fire them. You can only be on your private property. You can't be on any public property, school grounds, public parking lots, church lots. It's got to be on your own property. So I would just ask all residents, not only Dearborn residents, but all residents that are listening, to understand that we want you to celebrate, but a lot of people don't like the fireworks. So be kind to your neighbors and make sure you're responsible so we don't have accidental injuries or fires in the community. And I think with that, we'll have a great 4th of July.
Thank you, Chief. We appreciate your service and your hard work keeping us safe.
All right, thank you, and thank you for everything you do in our community as well.
You're welcome. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
It's never too early to get your child on the right track. From their first words to first grade, Dreamy Children's Center in Troy works closely with parents to provide an experience that goes beyond early education. The highly qualified and experienced staff use a variety of programs that can help nurture important personality traits like responsibility, independence, problem solving, motivation, and respect. They also have educational programs ranging from preschooling for infants, toddlers, transitional toddlers, and pre-K to Montessori-approved programs and bilingual curriculums for young children. They're open from 6 a.m. to 6:30 p.m., can provide breakfast, lunch, and dinner with snacks in between, and can also arrange for after-school pickup. Dreamy Children's Center in Troy is located at 37373 DeQuinder, just above 16 Mile Road, and can be found on Facebook at Dreamy Children's Center. Ask about the free preschool program. Call today, 248-680-9170, 248-680-9170.
كنت أبحث عن اشتراك في خدمة تلفزيونية جديدة، لكن صاحب المتجر أخبرني عن IPTV بوكس والتي تحتوي على القنوات العربية.
ادفع لمرة واحدة فقط واستمتع بالقنوات المميزة مدى الحياة مجانا.
يا له من عرض! لقد ظننت أنني تسرعت في الشراء، وفي غضون أسبوعين بدأت قنواتي المفضلة في الاختفاء. حاولت الاتصال بالشركة، عندها اكتشفت أنه ليس لدي تصريح لمشاهدة القنوات المميزة. يا لها من مضيعة للمال والوقت.
تفضل بزيارة season.Dr اليوم للتأكد من أن جهاز IPTV بوكس الخاص بك مصرح به، وأن قنواتك المفضلة متاحة وآمنة، ولا تنخدع بالسعر فقط.
ازاي تعمل فيا كده؟ خيانة!
معلش ما كانش قصدي، اديني فرصة تانية.
ليه؟ فاكرني اهبل؟ ابعت لك طلب صداقة تاني عشان تخوني من جديد وترفضه.
Up the drama this Ramadan with Sling. Get 50% off and a free Roku Express on the Arabic Mosaic Annual Pack. Activate now by calling 1-855-402-3979. Watch tons of live Arabic channels and access thousands of video-on-demand hours for $150 a year. All on the go with an 8-day replay feature. Activate now by calling 1-855-402-3979 or visit sling.com/Arabic.
Life for Relief and Development is a nonprofit charity that has been providing humanitarian aid and development to people and communities regardless of race, color, religion, or cultural background for over 22 years. When disaster occurs here or around the world, Life rushes to provide food, medical aid, and shelter to those in need. Life also has development projects to provide medical relief, water purification, educational programs, relief for orphans, and much more. Your help and support can greatly improve these efforts. All donations are tax deductible. For more information, please visit our website at lifeusa.org or call 248-424-7493. That's lifeusa.org, 248-424-7493.
When it comes to reproductive medicine, IVF Michigan Fertility Centers are the recognized leaders. With locations in Bloomfield Hills and 5 other cities in Michigan and Ohio, IVF has experts in all aspects of the field. As a founding member of IVF Michigan Fertility Centers, Dr. Nicholas Shama is one of the leading reproductive endocrinologists in Michigan and Ohio. Dr. Shama has performed over 10,000 IVF cases and has helped thousands of couples fulfill their dreams of parenthood. American board certified in both obstetrics obstetrics and gynecology and reproductive endocrinology and infertility, Dr. Nicholas Shama is a very caring, compassionate, expert physician that understands not only the medical but also the emotional toil of infertility on his patients. When it's time, get personalized care from Dr. Nicholas Shama at IVF Michigan Fertility Centers in Michigan and Ohio. Call toll-free 855-952-9600, 855-952-9600.
Welcome back, and thank you for being with us. As you heard the Chief, we were talking about different issues in regard to our safety and the safety of our citizens. And as we wait for Dr. Suwan to join us, I just wanted to mention something very quickly for you, an update on the housing market. The housing market continues to be blistering this summer, and in fact, I have at least 5 customers ready to buy if you have a home in the Dearborn Heights area, and range prices from $100,000 to $500,000, and you want to sell, it's not listed, give me a call, 313-819-0101. Again, 313-819-0101. I have these customers ready to buy. This is the best time to sell right now in the summer. You're going to get the most money for your home. It's just, I can't stress enough how good the market is. We're going to be talking a little bit more about that, and we're going to take a call from our friend Jerry. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Khalil Hachem, and thank you for taking my call.
Sorry for keeping you waiting a little bit.
That's okay, Mr. Khalil Hachem. I wish if Chief of the Police, Ronald Haddad from Dearborn, was still there, but maybe he could still hear me.
Very quickly.
Mr. Khalil Hachem, our youth, in general, they are victim of 2 disasters, which they are drugs and they are weapons. I was trying to address to Police Chief Haddad about texting and driving. You know, texting and driving, that's another disaster that our youth, they are losing their life or losing some innocent people's life while they are driving. Texting and driving, it's a no-no, and that's what I like to send my message to the Chief of the Police, Mr. Ron Haddad, that to enforce the law and to be very extreme against any people who they text and driving is not just danger to their life, but to the other innocent people on the road.
Everybody else's lives, absolutely.
So I appreciate taking my call, Mr. Khalil Hachem.
Thank you so much.
And have a wonderful 4th of July, and God bless America.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jerry.
You're welcome.
We really thank you. And again, as we wait for Dr. Suwan to join us, we want to go back to the housing market, and it is a blistering. Please give me a call if you have any homes you want to sell, 313-819-0101. Good morning, Dr. Suwan.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you? And thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Happy Eid, and I hope you had a wonderful Ramadan.
Yes, I did. Thank you so much.
That's good. Yeah, Eid is good. It fell on the weekend this year, and we really enjoyed it. And it's you've always I've always asked you to share your talent with us and your expertise, and today is no difference. I would like to, Ramadan is a training period, as you well know. And we're not going to be talking about the faith aspect. We're going to be talking more about the psychological and the physical aspect. There are a lot of benefits to Ramadan. And, could you tell us a little bit more about these benefits and how can we sustain them after Ramadan?
I think the most important thing, of course, is the moral benefit and the religious benefit. It will be great if we will be able to maintain everything that we have been doing during Ramadan, during the whole year. If we are talking about praying and, doing dhikr and all of the stuff that we have been doing in Ramadan, and of course, we all felt, great during this period of time. It is really for the healing of soul and heart, and, we have so many challenges in life. Nobody is having just a rosy life all of the time. So, this is something that can help us, throughout the whole year, not only in Ramadan. The other thing that, the morals that we were practicing in Ramadan it should continue also, throughout the whole year. I think that you agree with me on that.
Absolutely, absolutely. What's the biggest benefit you get out of Ramadan?
To tell you the truth, of course, the moral and religious benefit is great, but also, I want to focus also on eating habits and food consumption.
Yes.
You will be surprised how all of us in Ramadan, we will be able to fast for, like about 17 or 18 hours, and then, we will eat a little bit of food because really nobody will be able to eat everything, I know that, some people would actually, cook so much and do so much. And in my opinion, this is not the spirit of Ramadan, but, what we were supposed to do or what we are supposed to do or what so many people are doing, they are not overdoing it when it comes, to food consumption. So, if we were able to do this during Ramadan, we are able to do it also throughout the year. I mean, overeating and, eating, junk food and eating, so much, carbs and, fatty food is not going actually to help us throughout the year as it's not helping during Ramadan. So I think that if we were able, to prevent ourselves from eating, all of this during Ramadan, we are able to do it throughout the year. I think this is so important. I mean,
absolutely,
it has been done. So why? So why we can't do it throughout the year? So this is, I think, very important, and it's for better quality of life. It is for our health. It is for our joints. I mean, people when they are overweight, they are not able to move. They are not. Their joints are stiff, and they, it will lead, to more fatigue and more inactivity. I think that, we should focus on the fact that if we did it during Ramadan, we are able to do it, throughout the year as well. And I think that, during Ramadan, we fasted for 30 days. So, I think we can fast during, the year, maybe some people would like actually to follow the Sunnah and fast, Monday and Thursday. This is amazing. And, we have now, a golden opportunity to fast, the 6 days of Shawwal. I think this is, great opportunity for so many of us, who would like actually also to get the religious benefit of it. The other thing, Khalil, that I would like to focus on, the consumption of cigarettes, which is smoking, overconsumption of coffee, and also consumption of alcohol. I mean, you have been talking about, texting while driving, and I do agree with you how bad this habit is, and, how many lives, are gone, because of texting during driving or being sleepy during driving, due to other causes or something, but also, being drunk while driving is so bad. And, people who are drinking, they were, I do not drink, so I'm not speaking about, a personal experience, but people who are drinking were able, during Ramadan not to drink. So, we can actually, whoever was drinking, they can basically stop drinking. Drinking has no advantages. It has no benefits at all. And, being drunk also, during driving or being drunk, at any period of time, whether at work or at home, it's not going to help nobody. And as a matter of fact, it is very dangerous and risky. So, I mean, whatever we were able to stop doing during Ramadan, we can stop doing it throughout the whole year. So, I think that you agree with me on that.
Absolutely agree with you 100%. We're going to take a short break. Dr. Suwan will be right back. Please stay tuned.
Okay.
قشات ميديترينيان ماركت بإدارة سهر قشات وأولاده يرحبون بالجالية العربية والكلدانية. جميع أنواع المواد الغذائية، البان طازجة، الكرزات والبهارات الطازجة. داخل الأسواق مطعم ميديترينيان شيش كباب يقدم يوميا جميع أنواع الكباب، المقبلات العربية العراقية وصواني الكامبو المميزة. تفتح الأسواق من 8 إلى 9 مساء من الاثنين وحتى السبت، ومن 8 صباحا إلى 9 مساء يوم الأحد. تقع الأسواق على 32839 نورث ويسترن هايواي في مدينة فارمينغتون هيلز. لحوم حلال للجالية الإسلامية. لطلباتكم من المطعم كول 248-538-7855. That is 248-538-7855. قشة ميديترينيان ماركت، خدمة متميزة ومعاملة راقية.
آمتي ترافل، هناك من يقدم الخدمة وهناك من يصنعها. آمتي ترافل وكيل معتمد للحج والعمرة، عضو منظمة آياتا، رواد في الحج والعمرة. آمتي ترافل تذاكر سفر، برامج عمرة طوال العام ورحلات حول العالم. آمتي ترافل تعلن عن فتح باب الحجز لأداء فريضة الحج لهذا العام. بادروا بحجز أماكنكم من الآن. أسعارنا متميزة وخدماتنا ممتازة. آمتي ترافل، إدارة نبيل الباشا.
لمزيد من المعلومات اتصلوا على 586-578-9126 586-578-9126 أو زورونا على 28695 راين رود في مدينة وورن. أماتي ترافل، للثقة عنوان. العديد من القضايا القانونية قيد النظر حاليا ضد مزودي خدمة اي بي بوكس أو المحلات التي تبيعها. إذا كنت تستخدم أيا من
OLTV TRES IPTV كراون TV وغيرها من التي تقدم خدمة تلفزيونية غير مرخص بها، فإنك معرض لخسارة بعض أو كل القنوات المميزة مثل MBC.
إذا كنت معرض لخطر خسارة قنواتك المفضلة، قم بزيارة موقع checkyourbox.com اليوم. أسواق زمزم الواقع على 24065 أورشارد ليك في مدينة فارمينغتون هيلز ترحب بالجالية العربية والكلدانية. تنزيلات كبيرة على عموم المواد الغذائية في يوم الأربعاء من كل أسبوع. لا تنسوا فريش كاري اوت، جميع انواع المعجنات، وايضا صواني الكمبو المشكله والصمون الحار. لحوم حلال الجاليه العربيه والاسلاميه الملحمه باداره قصاب الجاليه المعروف سلوان جربوع. زوروهم على 24065 اورشارد ليك في مدينه فارمينغتون هيلز او اتصلوا بهم على 248-476-0300. اسواق زمزم للمذاقي عنوان. لجميع طلباتكم اتصلوا على 248-476-0300. اسواق زمزم للمعامله الراقية وكرم الضيافة عنوان.
ازاي تعمل فيا كده؟ خيانة!
معلش ما كانش قصدي، اديني فرصة تانية.
ليه؟ فاكرني اهبل؟ ابعت لك طلب صداقة تاني عشان تخوني من جديد وترفضه.
Up the drama this Ramadan with Sling. Get 50% off and a free Roku Express on the Arabic Mosaic Annual Pack. Watch tons of live Arabic channels and access thousands of video-on-demand hours for $150 a year. All on the go with an 8-day replay feature. Activate now by calling 1-855-402-3979 or visit sling.com/Arabic. 1-855-402-3979 or visit sling.com/Arabic.
Welcome back, and thank you for being with us. We're talking to Dr. Suwan about the benefits of Ramadan, and we've been talking about the physical benefit. Now, Dr. Suwan, it takes a lot of discipline to fast for 16 hours, and discipline is power. How can we sustain that?
Yeah, I know. I mean, if we are able to do it during Ramadan, we will be able to do it also, like throughout the year. I mean, it is basically a self-determination, and it is our own will. So, we have to do it. If we did it, we will be able to do it. And, I want also, to focus on smoking, because so many people, would actually smoke during Ramadan, but of course, they will smoke, at the time when we are allowed to eat. And some of them will be able to stop smoking just because they were not smoking for 17 or 18 hours. I would like to say that smoking is a very bad habit, and it is very dangerous, for the health. It is very risky. It may lead, to lung cancer, and it may lead, to bronchial asthma, and also, COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. It may lead to so many complications. I would say that, and most importantly, look how much people are spending on smoking. I mean, give this as a charity. Instead of burning your health, you can actually take whatever you spend on smoking and give it to people, who need to eat. So I think that, this is something that I would like to focus on. I hate smoking. I do not like it, and it's very risky. And of course, I think that, if you have like, a goal, like during Ramadan, I didn't smoke. So I can just like continue doing this, after Ramadan, and instead of me spending on, packets of, like cigarettes, and, some people will smoke 3 to 4 packets, as I have seen in my practice, look how much they are spending. Can you imagine if they spend this on somebody who needs to eat? This is amazing. Sure. And, giving charity is, it is like, something that we have been doing in Ramadan. We can continue doing it, also, throughout the year. And just, giving charity is actually, it's happiness and joy for the person who gives more than the person who receives it. And this is, what I usually say, because can you imagine the happiness that anybody can feel when they feel that, they help somebody else, who is not able, like, to eat, or who is not able, like to do things, like for the family, like, like paying for school or paying for school supplies or something like that. It is just like something that may make the person who gives happier than the person who receives it, if you agree with me on that.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the joy of being able to, help others is immensely, great. So I really want to thank you for all these wonderful, wonderful tips. And Ramadan is a great time of training. And as always, we've learned a lot from you. And I hope that, we continue, and our listeners, we have, including myself, have the discipline to really continue what we learned during Ramadan. And again, happy Eid, and hope you had a great, great, great time with your family. And if you're in the area here, look forward to see you again.
Yeah, I would like to see the family as well, the 2 little kids. Okay, thank you so much, Khalil. Thank you.
Absolutely. Join us, and we would love to see you again here and talk to you in person and learn more from you. You're a wealth of knowledge, and we are so proud of your accomplishments. Thank you, Dr. Suwan.
Thank you so much, Khalil. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And just wanted to remind you one more time, the housing market is heating up and continues. It's very hot right now. And you have a home in the Dearborn, West Dearborn, Dearborn Heights area, in Dearborn, any surrounding area for sale, give me a call, 313-819-0101. That's 313-819-0101. I have the customers ready, and they're ready to buy, and we just can't get enough good homes on the market. So this is your chance to really sell your home at the highest return possible so far. This is the best market we've seen in many years. Again, this is Khalil Hachem. If you have a home for sale, give me a call, 313-819-0101. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful and safe holiday weekend. Bye now.